Oh, was this a risky search term? Oh yeah. The FNAF animatronic known as Ballora was first introduced in the 5th FNAF game's sister location, and then instantly had a lot of, let's say indecent fan art, but nevertheless, the character is still pretty creepy, being able to move, like their face like the other funtimes, while also being a mother figure. While she isn't possessed by Mrs Afton or anyone else, that doesn't mean that she's not scary and can't be made scarier. So those instances are what we're exploring today, alright? Let's do it. That was a long-winded intro. In at 10, Phantom Ballora. The Phantom animatronics are where most of the scare from FNAF 3 come from. They jump out at seemingly random times, scaring the player and distracting them, giving Springtrap the chance to move. But even though they're the main source of the scares, we only get a few animatronics to take on this ghostly mantle. But even though this game comes later in a timeline sense, Sister Location wasn't released before FNAF 3, and therefore we got no Sister Location Phantom animatronics in the game. But that doesn't stop people from making new ones, and out of all the custom Phantom animatronics that I've seen, Ballora is probably the most tame, only having the texture of the Phantoms and only maybe a couple of missing limbs, but really not much else going on. So this makes it not as scary and probably not as unsettling as others on this list, but I mean at least this is like all Ballora, right? Which makes it more suited for this list than maybe a couple other ones. In at 9, Stylized Ballora. No matter who creates a more stylized version of Ballora, they always end up looking more humanoid, and I don't know about you, but I prefer my robots to not be humans. No matter what, the stylized Balloras of the world are creepy as hell and give off some ultimate Austin Powers fembot vibes, and not in the really not okay nowadays way. And while this video already wasn't good for my search history, these more humanoid versions of Ballora, given that she's already quite the feminine robot, is definitely going to give me some weird ads, okay? Like imagine a FNAF dating sim advertising itself in a way that's like similar to those ads that's like local animatronics in your area looking to stuff you or something like that. That would be hilarious. You know what? You can have that idea for free. Go for it, okay? If I see that ad, I'm gonna click it no matter what. That's hilarious. That's so good. You can have that one for free, okay? God knows Phasmophobia didn't pay me, but that's a whole other thing. I'm still mad about that. I could have been making some bank. In at 8, Hybrid Ballora. Okay, this is kind of something I was referencing a little earlier, and while I may not shudder at the thought of Hybrid Ballora, the fact that someone would combine Baby and Ballora in this way is just, like, what purpose does this serve other than just to creep me out? It's an abomination. Like, these are two characters that I never intended on or wanted to see together. It just sets me on edge. This is like a grown-up version of Baby, and her name is literally Baby, so it feels wrong. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. It's Baby's visuals on Ballora's body with some added thickness for some reason, and it's making me all sorts of confused, okay? But one question still remains. Is Elizabeth possessing this one? Or like, was the creator making this like intended on it being a separate character, or did they actually like combine, and then why is it thicker than a Villaggio thick slice of bread? I don't know. Hashtag not sponsored, but Villaggio, hit me up.
We can work something out. I like bread. I can pull like an Austin Powers, or not an Austin, I can pull a Scott Pilgrim joke.
And it's 7, Motorcycle Ballora. This one's on the list because it's weird. It's not necessarily scary in like the typical sense, but it's more so weird than the previous ones were scary, if that makes sense, so it's gonna go higher on the list. Someone turned Ballora into a motorcycle, and I don't know why, okay? Like, I'm all for whatever you're into. I'm not gonna yuck your yum, alright? This is a no judgment zone, unless it's like a weird ship. As long as it also is legal and doesn't put anyone in danger. But this obsession with riding Ballora, this is kind of pushing it, okay? It puts my mental stability in danger, and honestly, that was already dancing on the fence. So even the slightest nudge is gonna send me spiraling into a well of even more FNAF madness, okay? Like, why is this a thing? Where were you? What compelled you to make this? Who hurt you? And what is her back wheel made of? Like what? God, what unearthly being made you do this? Were they keeping your family hostage? And at 6, Broken Ballora. While there is already a broken Ballora in FNAF AR, I believe, or at least it's just kind of ruined there. This is just based on like animatronic deterioration, or at least the one from FNAF AR is, okay? But this one, created by Kenj1 on DeviantArt, is creepy as all living hell. This is basically just a withered Ballora, and honestly, I don't know why I didn't really look that up. for this list, okay? That's usually my method. I go in, put the name of the animatronic, then just add adjectives in front of it, like nightmare, scrap, phantom, etc. And then you get the animatronics, basically, like broken or stylized. But this time, I didn't look up Withered for some reason. I guarantee that there is at least one version of Withered Ballora. Maybe we'll have to do a part 2. You know what? Screw it. We're gonna change this name to Withered Ballora now, okay? Go for it. Go. This is Withered Ballora, okay? And all of them are creepy. Alright, okay. Alright, let's move on. Halfway through in at number 5, Dimitrescu Ballora. After Resident Evil came out with another installment in the classic well-known series, FNAF fans with a bit more ambition saw this as an opportunity. And while a video about it may have flopped on this channel, the game actually didn't flop in the world. It flopped on this channel. And you know what? The game didn't flop, and neither did the fans after seeing Lady Dimitrescu, if you know what I mean, since there was literally mods just a week after release, maybe less. Okay, it's like when Skyrim first came out and then the first mods were all about removing items off of NPCs, or the mods that came out for Chica and Roxy shortly after security breaches were released. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you get the idea. But Lady Dimitrescu combined with a FNAF animatronic that already caused kids to have mommy issues is just on a whole other level, okay? Like Barney Stinson would be proud. I don't need to describe this, okay? It's Lady Dimitrescu's outfit on Ballora, but it's still terrifying to think about. So someone please Dimitrescu me from this nightmare. And for Scrap Ballora. There are multiple versions of Scrap Ballora, and they're all terrifying, some more so than others, but they're all worse than the last for somehow, okay, in some way. There is only really one thing that I find funny about this though, and it's the fact that her chest is still there every time. Like this character, while reassembling herself after being ejected from Ennard, which would be the story for these, thought, you know what, yeah, better put back my mammaries so that they know that I belong, alright? Let me go grab some mommy milkers for this new body. Like, what? Dude, that's too much. Maybe it is too much. Maybe I said too much, but you know what? I don't care, I'm on medication. There's one from user FT Heinen on DeviantArt that seems to be the most popular one, and for some reason it's carrying a scythe. I mean, don't get me wrong, scythes are cool. Okay, I like the design, but like, why? What in the lore of this character made them have a scythe? Why did they also put their boobs back on their body? Okay, like, is it trying to give every touch-starved person to look it up? Because I mean, it worked. Hi, I put it on a list. So yeah, there's an audience for it. Getting close to the end, in at number 3, Destroyed Ballora. Jesus Christ Superstar, what in the Lord's name is this monstrosity, okay? And get it? Because Jesus Christ Superstar is a musical, but then Glamrock Freddy also calls Gregory Superstar in Security Breach. No? Anyway, I thought that Broken Ballora was nightmare fuel, but you know what? This is even worse. Look at this face. This is the face that took over the questionable Reddit groups. This is haunting. The look on her face as if she's like staring into the very abyss where your soul used to be, but like you've already given it to Scott Cawthon in search of answers, so like all she can do is make you suffer. And then she makes you relive your worst memories over and over again, making you scream from the inside, clawing at the walls of your mind, trying desperately to escape, but you can't, and then you won't, because Ballora has you now, okay? And not just any Ballora, this one has seen battle. It knows its weaknesses, and it has terminated them. There is no saving you now, okay? Now it's you and Ballora forever, watching you suffer and smiling as you do it, okay? It wanted this, you wanted this, it's everything you could have asked for, but you know what? Now, you know, okay? It's a bad thing, you're suffering, that's not a good thing, okay? This is a toxic relationship, you need to leave. Trust me, okay? You'll be better off. But ultimately, in at number 2, Nightmare Ballora. Nightmare Ballora is a piece of work. Jesus Christ. With teeth like needles and that signature torn and battered nightmare aesthetic, this is what I expect when I think about a nightmare version of a character we have already seen. However, I'm getting some serious, like, Fuerza from Flash Season 7 vibes here, okay? Especially because of the bad CGI. Especially from this image posted on the top of the FNAF subreddit by user Demolition Inevitable. And then the rest of these that you can like find on Google are still terrifying. Even the ones that the most people would consider bad are actually still messed up. This is like the first animatronic on this list that has really made me feel unsafe. That's why I didn't want Help Wanted. I didn't want to play Help Wanted, even more than I don't want to play it now because of this, no. And finally, in at number 1, Spider Ballora. Anyone who knows me knows that I hate spiders. Big, small, poisonous, venomous, non-aggressive, any form of spider deserves to die, and if it's near me, it will. And while the Havoc puppet it is messed up. The spider version of Ballora is literally called Spider Ballora, and I hate it with all my guts. With a couple of Nightmare Balloras, they have the spider legs, okay, but this takes it to another level. Her original form, crawling like a spider, was bad enough in my eyes, but now I have to deal with literally 3 eyes, 8 legs, a thorax, and 6 arms. What the hell, man? Why on God's green or even desolate earth would you create this unholy monstrosity of a creature? This is the kind of thing that even Satan wouldn't approve of. Okay, when you die, you're gonna go downstairs, and then Satan's gonna like find out like who you are. He's gonna hide behind the gate and tell you to keep walking. Okay, this is true horror. I don't care what you think. I don't care if you think that it's not scary. I do. Okay, good for you. That you do you, whatever, boo boo. Okay, I'm not sleeping tonight. That's the tea, sis. That's all the time we have for today because I can't handle anymore. My therapist is gonna hear a lot about this. I don't have a therapist. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been in Charmaine Gunnar Monroe, and I'll see you in another video. The FNAF animatronic known as Ballora was first introduced in the 5th Great start, Connor. They always end up looking more humanoid. Humanoid? They always end up looking more humanoid, and I did it again!